Hey guys, first up, I am back with a brand new video and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Xiaomi 11T versus the Oppo Reno 5 Pro, and the Oppo Reno 5 Pro is powered by MediaTek Dimensity 1000 plus chipset with 8GB of RAM, while on the Xiaomi 11T we have a MediaTek Dimensity 1200 Ultra processor with 8GB of RAM. On the back we have quad cameras. On the Oppo Reno 5 Pro we have a 64 megapixel main camera, also we have 8 megapixel ultra wide, also we have 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, while on the Xiaomi 11T we have a triple cameras. On the back we have 108 megapixel main camera, also we have 8 megapixel ultra wide, we also have a 5 megapixel telephoto lens which is a macro. Also the back, it is made up of glass on both phones, also the frame on both phones also is made up of aluminum. Also we have in-display fingerprint scanner on the Reno 5 Pro, while on the Xiaomi 11T we have a side mounted fingerprint scanner. On the bottom we have no headphone jack on both phones, and you can see on the front we have a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the Xiaomi 11T, while on the Oppo Reno 5 Pro we have a Corning Gorilla Glass version 5. Also on the front we have a 32 megapixel selfie camera on the Reno 5 Pro, while on the Xiaomi 11T we have a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So in this video I'm going to show you how much a difference between a Xiaomi 11T versus the Oppo Reno 5 Pro in apps opening speed as well as in the boot up test. So without any wasting time, now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. Here we go. And the logo, it is very similar on both phones. Also we have Android 11 on both phones. We have MIUI version 12.5, while on the Oppo Reno 5 Pro we have a ColorOS 11.1, and the Xiaomi 11T more faster when it comes to booting up, and the Reno 5 Pro also right behind there. About 1 or 2 second difference between these two devices when it comes to booting up. Now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. We have a 6.67 inch Full HD AMOLED display which can produce up to 1 billion colors. Also we have 120Hz refresh rate on the Xiaomi, while on the Reno 5 Pro we have 6.5 inch Full HD AMOLED display with 90Hz refresh rate, and the Reno 5 Pro display has a curved. It feels more premium as compared to the Xiaomi 11T, and both phones also has a punch hole which is on the center on the Xiaomi as compared to on the left hand side on the Reno 5 Pro. Now let's see apps opening speed. Everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones, and the first application we have is the phone dialer, that is very similar on both phones. Now let's see settings, that is also very similar. So now let's go to the display on both phones. Let me show you the refresh rate, and you can see we have 120Hz refresh rate on the Xiaomi 11T, while on the Reno 5 Pro we have 90Hz, and that's really disappointing. We only get 90Hz in this price range. Now let's check out some more application like Amazon shopping, and little more faster on the Reno 5 Pro. So now let's see the scrolling, and that is again very smooth on both phones, but not a huge difference between 90Hz and 120Hz. But when I see very closely, I can see the difference, not a huge difference, but still more smoother little bit on the 11T. Now let's see some games application. Now let's see Candy Crush Saga, and 11T little more faster there. And here is the 11T speakers, max volume. Now let's see the speakers on the Reno 5 Pro, and the Reno 5 Pro only has a single speaker, so no comparison between a single speaker versus a dual speakers, which is also much better on the Reno 5 Pro, one of the best in this price range. Now let's see Instagram, faster on the Reno 5 Pro. Let's see Pinout, that is also exactly the same on both phones. So now let's see Snapchat, exactly the same. Now let's see Spotify, little more faster on the 11T. Now let's see Subway Surfer, and the Subway Surfer should be more faster on the 11T. Yes, it is more faster there. Yes, it is more faster there. While the Reno 5 Pro, it is also right behind there. Now let's see Temper 2 on both phones. Last game application we have in this speed test, and that is faster on the 11T. As you can see, about half second difference there. So faster a little bit on the 11T as compared to the Oppo Reno 5 Pro. Now let's opening up the router, and router faster on the Reno 5 Pro as compared to the 11T. Now let's open the PUBG Mobile on both phones, and let's see which one is going to be the fastest one. And I also enable the game mode on both phones, and the 11T faster, which is obvious because we have a more ultra chipset. 11T is done, and the Reno 5 Pro also right behind there, about 2 or 4 second difference there. Also in the PUBG Mobile we have smooth graphics with 90 FPS on the 11T. Now let's quickly open the Antutu benchmark. That is very similar on both phones. You can see the score of the 11T already. So now let's run this at the same time. You can see the battery percentage 57%, while on the Reno 5 Pro we also have a 57% battery, so that's really surprising. You can see the CPU temperature as well, which is much higher on the 11T. So now let's run this at the same time. Also now let's decrease the speakers on both phones, and looks like the 11T faster. And when the Antutu benchmark is done, I will be coming back. Okay guys, I'm back, and you can see that, and the Xiaomi 11T is completely done. You can see the score, and you can see this time we get a much lower score as compared to before. This time we have 4,94,000 scores on the 11T, and the Reno 5 Pro also done. And you can see on the Reno 5 Pro we have 5,20,000 scores on the Oppo Reno 5 Pro. So in the scores it is much higher on the Reno 5 Pro. Now let's open the Zedge, and the Zedge faster on the 11T as compared to the Reno 5 Pro. Now let's see the scrolling, very smooth on both phones. 90Hz versus 120Hz, looks very smooth on both phones. And last time I launched the cameras on both phones, default camera app. Now let's see that which one is going to be the fastest one. Faster on the Reno 5 Pro as compared to the Xiaomi 11T. Now let's see internet browsing speed. I am seeing to follow Google Chrome on both phones. Now let's open the Wikipedia at the same time. That is faster on the Reno 5 Pro. So now let's see the scrolling again. This time I can see the difference much more, 120Hz versus 90Hz. Next on the list is the apple.com, launching at the same time, and faster on the Xiaomi 11T, and the Reno 5 Pro is taking a lot of time. This time let's see the scrolling again, a little more smoother on the Xiaomi 11T as compared to the Reno 5 Pro. So guys, now let's see RAM management on both phones, and the Xiaomi 11T has 8GB of RAM, while the Reno 5 Pro is give you a 12GB of RAM. We also have an extended RAM feature. So now let's see that which perform good in the RAM management. Phone dialer, that is seems like refresh on the 11T. Let's see settings, no refresh. Amazon shopping, and that got refresh on both phones, I have to say. Let's see Candy Crush Saga, refresh on both phones definitely. Instagram, refresh on the 11T. Let's see Pinout, refresh on the 11T only. Let's see Snapchat, refresh. Let's see Spotify, seems like refresh. Let's see Subway Surfer, that got refresh on both phones. Let's see Temper and 2, only refresh on the 11T. Now let's opening up the router, that is seems like refresh, but it is not refresh. Let's see PUBG Mobile, no refresh. Let's see Antutu benchmark, that is not refresh. Also you can see the CPU temperature as well, very similar on both phones. Let's see Zedge, no refresh. Last, we're back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see. And guys, over I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, as you can see that, and the Xiaomi 11T is perform more faster in the game app loading time as compared to the Oppo Reno 5 Pro in terms of the RAM wise. And the Oppo Reno 5 Pro, I feel that is perform a little bit more better in the RAM management as compared to the Xiaomi 11T, but not really good RAM management either on the Oppo Reno 5 Pro. Also, in system-based application and both phones is perform very similar. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Xiaomi 11T versus the Oppo Reno 5 Pro. Also on the Reno 5 Pro we have 4300 mAh battery size with the 65 watt super fast charging, while on the 11T we have 5000 mAh battery size with a 67 watt fast charging as well. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.